Are they coming in?
Yes.
Okay.
You can start now, Bernice.
Okay. We have our friends coming on screen now, online. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for setting time aside to join us. We have 102 registered, 103, I was told, registered participants from 30 countries. I am Bernice Lee, and I am the chair of MAI-Asia. I oversee the Asian region on behalf of MAI. And welcome, Andi, too, our speaker for this evening. Well, evening for us, some of us, morning for some of you, and afternoon for some others. Let me just tell you a little about MAI. Media Associates International, we go around to the hard places of the world to train up local publishers who will publish in their own heart language for their own people. Because so much of publishing in the majority world is done via translations of things that have been published in the West. And we feel that the best way for us to reach our own people is to publish for them in their own language. And so that's what MAI does around the world. So we do training and we help in all areas of publishing, whether it's writing, editing, design, marketing, you name it, we train it. I also want to highlight something. MAI now has a new URL. So if any of you would like to reach MAI, please don't use the old one. Use the new one, which is MAI Global at, oh dear, sorry, no, I seem to have lost it. MAI, sorry, let me get my, it's maiglobal.org. Okay, I've got that right now. And in recent times, I think we've all experienced the explosion of technology, which has changed the world of publishing. I don't think there's any turning back now. So how do we as publishers better address what we're facing now? What is the reality of doing business in this digital world as far as publishing is concerned? How should you relook at your publishing program, your plans? How do you grow as a publishing house? And how can you be financially sustainable? So what are some of the publishing platforms that we will see increasingly taking center stage? Tonight, we have someone with us who will help us to navigate all this. Can I just remind all of you that if you want to interact, you can use the chat. But if you want to ask questions, please use the Q&A that you see at the bottom of your screen, okay? So that we'll know at once there's a question that you would like Andi to answer. Okay, now let me tell you a bit about Andi. Andi is now the chief editor and general manager of Gramedia Pustaka Utama. This is in Indonesia, and Gramedia is probably the largest general publishing house in Indonesia. It was his first job. He's been there since he first applied for a job after graduating, and he's been there for over 12 years now. So he's gone up the ranks. He was editor, and then he was chief editor for Humanities, and then head of nonfiction, and then he is now chief editor and general manager of Gramedia. He has considerable experience in publishing, and for some of us who come from small publishing houses, let me tell you how many books Gramedia has in print is 30,000. I'm not sure the little publishing house that I come from will ever reach that figure, but let us all now listen to what wisdom Andi has to share with us. And don't forget, if you want to ask any questions, put it in the Q&A section. Thank you. Let me pass this time over to Andi and invite him to share with us his wisdom, his experience, that we may learn. Welcome, Andi.
Thank you, Bernice, for introducing. Hello, everyone. As Ramon told me, the participants of this webinar come from different countries. So I'm not sure if it's morning, afternoon, or evening for you, but here in Jakarta it's 8 in the evening. So, but I think whatever it is, I hope you are all doing well and staying healthy. So first of all, I would like to thank Ramon for the invitation to be part of this webinar and to share some of the stories with you. And thank you, Bernice, for being the moderator for this webinar. So perhaps I will share the presentation. Sorry. Okay. Is it okay already? So in this presentation, I'm going to share with you some of the experiences we had as a publisher in Indonesia over the past 3 years. So I think it's important to note that some things might be different in your context. So I titled my presentation is Publishing for the Digital Generation. It is to emphasize its focus on the generation that is currently shaping the trends in many industries, including the book publishing industry. So okay, this one. So this short presentation will present a thesis. Sorry. This short presentation will present a thesis about a situation where the shift to digital will be permanent. And where the shift to digital will be permanent, publishers need to recognize their urgency to expand their digital presence. In that way, publishers could have a new way of sharing stories in close connection with the reader, listener, viewer generation. So before I share what I mean by a reader, listener, viewer generation, let me briefly outline the present situation, especially as it relates to the trends and generation. So this one, so these are the current 5 living generation. It's important to note that the first 3, how to say, the first 3 are those that control capital and money. The baby boomers, the Gen X, Gen Y. So I've put this all 5 living generation. Baby boomers is the aging economic powerhouse, the middle child leaders, the millennial, the first digital natives, and children of millennials. So the boomers is one of the most powerful economic force. The boomers For many decades, boomers were the center of the media spotlight because, yeah, as we know, but now, before they were surpassed in number by Generation Y, today as they enjoy healthier and longer life, boomers are delaying the retirement, continuing their career past 65 and still holding the leadership position in organization. Gen X is the most influential generation working today. The Gen X has held the most leadership roles in business. Most of them now is a Gen X. For some, finding it's difficult to move up the corporate ladder with the boomers. Some of the Gen X left their employers, started their own businesses, and become successful entrepreneurs. So the next one is Gen Y. Gen Y is a better educated and more culturally diverse. It is also the first generation to be closely associated with social media. So in contrast to Gen X, who use the internet in the workplace for the first time for professional reason, Gen Y was introduced to internet at much younger age. So as a result, Gen Y has embraced social media in the early stages. So these three, like I said before, is those that control capital and money today. But however, they don't set the trends. Gen X and Gen Alpha are the trendsetter. So the three earlier generations have to follow the trend set by Gen X and Gen Alpha. Gen X is born when the internet was already mainstream. They are considered the first digital natives. Having never experienced life without the web, they view digital technologies as vital part of everyday life. They are constantly connected to the internet through their digital devices for learning, reading news, shopping, and social networking. The last one is the Alpha generation. They are very much shaped and influenced by the parenting style of the Generation Y parents. Gen Y emphasizes parenting and children education. They are also teach their children about money, finance at a very early age. They raise the children in very diverse and fast-moving urban environment. As a result, Gen Alpha is not only well-educated, but also inclusive and social. So these are the current living five living generation. So as I said before, Gen Z and Gen Alpha is a trendsetter. So for example, when Gen Alpha asked their parents to buy a television, they want a smart TV with the latest features, which can be connected to internet to watch YouTube, Netflix, and which can be controlled by voice. So their parents have to buy that kind of television. They have the money, but the trendsetter is the Gen Z and Gen Alpha. So this about the generation. So what I say about the term reader, listener, viewer generation. So the term reader, listener, viewer generation refers to contemporary audience that consumes information and entertainment in various formats, such as reading articles or book, listening to podcasts or music, and watching video or movie. They are characterized by their ability to switch between media types and their expectation for easy on-demand access to content through technology. They are also known for their preference for personalized and interactive experience with the content they consume. So in publishing industry, we normally know one type of user, the reader. We only know the reader. But now, as we experience, at least in Gramedia experience, the situation is different now. So this is the generation we are faced today as a publisher. They ask not only text or printed books, but also image, short video like TikTok, Reels on Instagram, and voice. So this is the generation we are faced now in Gramedia, and then we want to serve this generation. The next one is the business overview. So in that regard, how did the publishing industry perform over, this is a Gramedia experience, over the last 3 years. So in our context, here is an overview. Bookshop reopened. So with the beginning of January 2022, bookstores have been reopening all over Indonesia. We have 120 bookstores in Indonesia. So with the proven approach that we have experienced in 2020 and 2021, we expect to see a significant recovery in the coming years. The second one is a digital first. So the emergence of the e-books, smart devices, and online subscription models has reshaped the publishing landscape and reading behavior. So we say digital first and physical second. So for some titles, we publish the ebooks, and then we see the markets, and then we see the demand. After that, if it's okay, then we publish the printed one. The third one is the e-commerce. The ease of accessing multiple books at once and the availability of books on e-commerce sites has contributed to the fast adoption of new ways of buying books. Here in Indonesia, we have some big marketplace. So we also collaborate with them to sell book in official store. They give us some space to make our own official store in their marketplace. Fourth one is print on demand. Print on demand is, I think, one of the major trends in publishing market that will influence market growth. It helps publishers to reduce waste and allow authors to print their work more cheaply by eliminating the need for large offset runs. The last one is the reader, viewer, listener, user. As I mentioned before, publisher, at least in a Gramedia experience, are increasingly focused on transforming our content to reach a new generation of readers, viewers, and listeners as the internet become more pervasive. So this is the business overview, what we experienced for the past 3 years. The next one is this is what the situation look like in terms of product and market analysis. So the traditional product, printed books, is the most significant sector causing the decline in business performance, affects the growth of the companies in the short term. It is in the COVID situation, but now is slowly moving. I think not really satisfying, but yeah, better. The digital product, the ebooks are growing in popularity and sales. However, they are not generating as much revenue for publisher as we expected, because the printed one is still the biggest contributor, because we have 120 bookstore. So the ebook is still is okay, but well, it cannot. What the revenue is, how to say? Yeah, it's below 10% still. So the online marketplace, this contribute more in publisher revenue. One is urgently needed is platform to accommodate reader, viewer, listener, user. This is the situation, the product and market analysis in a Gramedia experience. So, but perhaps we could make a little comparison between what happened before and what is happening now, perhaps also in the future. So this one is a traditional publisher. It's a format-based, digital, quote-unquote, publisher is content-based. This is the view of the business. The view of the offering a printed books for traditional publisher. For the digital publisher is product and services, ideas and information. I will give you an example about this comparison later in the next slides. So media formats is print, digital publisher is print and electronic, technology bound, technology inspired. So messaging, symbol, words, numbers, still images, words. For the digital publisher, they have words, numbers, still image, plus moving image, voice, sound, reader, view, listener. For the marketing orientation is product focus. For the digital publisher is community focus. The communication flow one way. For the digital publisher is a two-way network, physical, and electronic, format specific and integrative. So let's see the example of this comparison. The product service we offer to the reader, listener, viewer. The first one is print on demand. We print books only in response to order. Second one, printed pre-order. So we print books only in response to predicted order. It's a different with the print on demand. In print on demand, we can just print 1 copies, 2 copies, but in printed pre-order, we make it pre-order, we make it in our social media. So in response to that pre-order, then we for example, we print about 500 or 1,000 copies. So the third one is an e-book, electronic version of printed book. Yeah, we all know this e-book. Audiobook, we also have the audiobooks, electronic version of a book that can be read on smart device. We have audiobook and also a book summary, audiobook summary. So we have also podcast and video, and then we have also short movie and film. Now we have a three film, 1 documentary film and 2 is a film inspired by books. So this is what I say pre-order. This is some example related to what I mean by a pre-order. We created a pre-order system in our platform. We also collaborated with several marketplaces. The result was quite satisfying, actually. We were able to sell more than 10,000 copies within an hour. Of course, not all titles can be done this way. Of course, the author's name plays an important role. For example, this is Cantik Itu Luka, or this one is Jakarta Sebelum Pagi. Jakarta Sebelum Pagi means Jakarta before morning. This is the example of the pre-order with the community of the readers. So next one is this one. This one is this is how we continue to improve the Gramedia digital platform, which provide ebooks and audiobooks. Here in Gramedia Digital, Gramedia.digital, we have if a restaurant they have all you can eat, now we have all you can read. So we have a non-fiction premium package, kid premium package, fiction, and also full premium. So you can subscribe and then you can read all the ebooks. It's about, I think, already 1,000 titles. You can have it in our Gramedia Digital. So this one is how we engage readers to participate in choosing the book cover design. So we post several book covers on Instagram, and then we ask readers to vote, ask them to vote for their favorite. And then many readers participate and post what they think. With this strategy, we want to create a sense of belonging for readers about our upcoming books. So some they have they prefer to choose one or two. Some we make it more than 2 designs. So 3 or 4, and then we have the interaction in our social media. This is the example of the book cover we publish. So this one is for those who prefer the audio format. We also have created audio summaries, audiobook summaries. As a summary audiobook, it's only about 3 to 5 minutes of listening. So we have the application we use a noise application. So now we have also regular live from noise every Monday 5 o'clock. So this one is also another form that we created to serve those who prefer audio format. We have a book of the week. The name of the program is a book of the week. So we have it on our national radio network, Smart FM. We have it every Friday book of the week. We also invite the authors to speak, to share the story, to share the new books, to share the experience writing the books. So we hope this program could reach those who prefer audio to text. This one is through the Gramedia digital platform and marketplace. We also regularly organize online book fairs. So these are just a few examples of the online book fairs that we have done so far. The response from the readers to this online book fair is quite satisfying, because in the context of Indonesia, you know, thousands of islands, they can order books from everywhere at an affordable price. And then the important one is free shipping. So we have a discount 90%, and then we have it a bebas ongkir. Bebas ongkir is a free shipping. We have it in Tokopedia, in our platform Gramedia Digital, in some other marketplace. And this one is some of the hybrid event we created. So in this event, Gramedia is working with local churches. So we focus on the theme of spirituality in daily life, spirituality in our daily lives. And we broadcast it from 10 churches in Jakarta, Semarang, and Jogja every Friday. So this is the hybrid event, like the one I said. It's not really printed, but it's a content focus. Community, the one I put here, this one is not a product focus with the community focus. So we try to collaborate with the any communities, is church, school, whatever. So, sorry. Next one is this one. This one, this is an event to honor one of the Indonesian great poets, Khairil Anwar. So in this event, we bring together two big communities, is the reading communities and the music community. So we combine these two communities. We are doing it in 3 cities, in Bali, Yogyakarta, and Jakarta. We call it a sebuah puisi concert. Puisi is poem and it's concert. This one we call it Ruang Tengah. For the past 3 years, we had a program called Ruang Tengah. Ruang Tengah is a middle room. Ruang is room, middle is tengah, Ruang Tengah. So the concept of Ruang Tengah is like a family room where can we talk about the books we are reading in casual way. So we also have a number of authors as a part of the program. So last year, the topic was Reading Asia. So we invited authors whose book we have published. They came from China, Japan, Taiwan, Korea, and Malaysia. So these are the authors we invited to the Ruang Tengah. And this is the topic of the Ruang Tengah. So from Asia to Asia, and then it's the buzzer. What is buzzer? Who is the buzzer and for what? We talk about with the Changkam Myung. This is, we have Ichiro Kishimi Fumitage Koga. Title is True Happiness is Not Hard to Find. The book is a bestseller, A Courage to be Disliked from Japan. This one, we have it with Fumio Sasaki, also from Japan. The book title is Hello Habits. So the title is Minimize Things, Maximize Meaning. This one is Conversation. This is a crime writer, actually. Chan Ho Kei's crime writer from Taiwan. And this one, we also have a regular Instagram live. Every Saturday is hosted by our editors. So we discuss the books we are reading with our readers and share our experiences in relation to the book. So this is some of the titles. Perhaps you know Atomic Habits. Yeah, this is a title we regularly have on Saturday. So weekend we talk about the book. This one, the reader. So perhaps that's some what I can share with you about our experience here at Gramedia. As I mentioned earlier, the biggest challenge was we are facing today is how to serve the reader, listener, viewer generation. As I mentioned before, in the past, publisher, we only serve book readers. But now, book readers, especially Gen Y, Gen Z, Alpha, they're demanding that the text alone is not enough. They also want the text to be presented in the form of image, short video, sound, in a customized and interactive experience. So perhaps, Bernice, this is what I can share. So thank you. I believe we can all learn from each other. And I hope that I have the opportunity also to learn from your experience in your context, so we can share our experience so that perhaps we can work together, like this webinar, reading some books or translating some books and publishing one book. So thank you, Bernice.
Thank you so much, Andy.
Thank you, Ramon.
Bernice, maybe you can also show yourself if you can. Bernice is having some technical issues and
Okay.
not able to, I mean, the internet connection in Singapore in her place is unsteady. So Bernice,
Bernice.
you can still join the conversation. Yes. Andy, thank you.
I will try.
Thank you, Ramon. Welcome.
Yeah, we can join. We can. Your last slide, you said young people nowadays are not content with text only. So
Yes.
yeah, we really have to grapple with that reality that our book should not just be text. And that's the challenge for most of us from around the world. I think you missed the second slide, Andy. Slide number 2, you may have not shown it.
Which one is it?
At the very beginning, I think it's a very good summary of your presentation. Can you go back to it?
Sure. Okay. This one?
Yes. Did you show this?
Yeah. So the point is that the shift to the digital will be permanent, as Bernice also say, no way turn back. So where the shift to the digital will be permanent, we need to expand our digital presence in the social media, radio, even movie, film. In that way, we can have a new way of sharing story because, as you say also, Ramon, this generation, they demand not only text, but also audio, visual, interaction, even how could they participate in publishing the books, like for example, choosing the book cover. So in close connection with them in reader, listener, viewer generation.
Very good. So you involve your readers, your listeners, your view. You involve the community, even in like choosing the cover, which is very good. I mean, they're part of it and they feel connected. And so there is a buy-in already in a sense. And they'll be looking forward to the launch of the book.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay.
Can I butt in?
Yes, please, Bernice.
Yes, Bernice.
I really liked it when you do your pre-orders that you have this time. You challenge them to. I noticed it said in 1 hour. It was all pre-sold or something, and I think that really helps to add the excitement to the whole process.
Yeah.
So
we have it in 1 hour.
Mm-hmm. So how do you do that? You have connections with the radio stations?
Mostly we post it in our social media.
Social media.
In our Instagram. So we post the e-flyer and then we make the system in our gramedia.com. Mm-hmm. So when we open the pre-order, so in 1 hour they can just they can order, and then after 1 hour, and then we close the system, and then now after that, I think we need a week to sum up the data, and then after that we print. So we are not printing before we have the numbers, the numbers, the pre-order numbers. So this one is Cantik Itu Luka. We have it about 20,000. The one is Jakarta Sebelum Pagi is a 10,000 in a 1 hour.
Wow.
Wow, this is amazing.
But, yeah, as you know, not all the titles can be done this way.
So
That
you
is true.
pre-order, wow. And people
Yeah.
respond. Wow, that's really excellent. I also like,
I suppose,
go ahead, Bernice.
sorry, I suppose people are used to the idea of this time-sensitive pre-orders, so they look forward to it. Do you give discounts when you do this?
Yes, we have discounts about Cantik Itu Luka, the blue one, we don't have a discount because yeah, we know the community will buy the book. But
because of the author?
Because of the author. Yeah, because of the author, then the community is very strong. This is a fiction. But Jakarta Sebelum Pagi, we have a discount and we have the bonuses. So it's a map, a bookmark, something like that.
I see.
We have the discount, yeah.
Okay, there is a question from a good friend of MAI. Well, he's on the board. Jose Carlos has asked, do you have experience publishing comics, printed and or digital? And maybe I can add to that. And how do these comics do in terms of sales?
We have a sister company, Alex Media. They specialize in comics. They have a comics printed and also digital, but in Gramedia, we don't have comics. We only a general publisher, but we don't have comic. Our sister company, there are two sister company, Alex Media and MNC. They publish comics, mostly Japanese comics.
Manga,
something.
And have they been doing well?
Because now some authors, they publish the comics in webtoon. They have it in webtoon online. So you know, when we publish comic, the series, we have to wait, I think about 1 month or 2 months for the next number of the comics. But when the authors post it in a webtoon or in some other online platform, they have it, for example, like 1 week, the story is already published. So in terms of numbers, I think it's what to say, compared to 2010, I think, yeah, 2000, it's a declining, the number of sales.
Is declining?
Yes, declining.
Oh, that's interesting. Why is that so? Because
the authors, the original authors, they posted in online platform. We have a webtoon. We have I'm not sure the name, but there are some other online platform, and then they post the comics in that platform, not in the printed format. So we can print, but when you have it online already, so people will prefer to read online.
Right. Thank you. We have another question from Joanna, from the Philippines, right?
Okay.
In your experience with digital first books, how many number of downloads must an ebook reach before you decide to print it physically?
Yeah, so in the digital first book, we published some titles. For example, it's like school book, or like some non-fiction titles. So we publish as a ebook, and then we see the order, the downloads, the number of the downloads, and then we don't have any measure. For example, like 10,000 downloads, and then we print, not like that, but usually we ask the authors if they have the needs for the book, and then we ask the reader to download the books. We ask the author also to promote their ebooks, and then later we see the number of downloads. For example, like some non-fiction title, we printed about 700 copies, because we see the number of downloads is about 200 downloads, and then the authors say the book will be used in their school, and then we ask how many copies do you need for the class, and then he said perhaps they need 700 copies. So we printed 700. We distribute about 300 to our bookstore, so it's 1,000. So 700 distribute to the school, 300 distribute to our bookstore.
We have another question.
Yeah.
And this one is from a good friend in Lahore, in Pakistan. So Imran Makbul is asking, how do you handle the situation if your print on demand increases? So at what point do you decide offset, maybe?
At what point? The key is the authors. When the authors say, I have this community, I have this class, I talk about the non-fiction titles. I have the event, I have the seminar, I have events, and then usually we decide to print, but the numbers is about 500 to 700 copies, not more than that. The authors is the key, because we will ask the authors whether they have that kind of activities, because without that kind of activities, if we just distribute to the bookstore, I'm not sure the book will be selling. So it's depends on the author. If the author doesn't have the activities, I think we will not have it, we will not print in a large number.
I'm not sure if this answers Imran's question, because I don't know exactly what the situation is for them in terms of their print on demand.
Increase, yeah.
Anyway, Imran, if the answer doesn't quite meet what your question is, please do type in some more information for us.
I would suggest to continue the print on demand until, I mean, it is a nice way to minimize your inventory, your cost of carrying books.
He is right.
Yeah. There's a question. Come on.
In the meantime, we have another question from Tim Welch. Is it right to say that most profit comes from printed books, but more sales come from ebooks and other digital formats that do not generate as much revenue? So in general, is the goal to get ebooks so popular that they then merit being printed? What can be done to make digital formats more revenue generating? Okay, many parts to this. Let me read the first part again. is it right to say that most profit comes from printed books, but more sales come from ebooks and other digital formats that do not generate so much revenue? Would you say that?
Yeah, in Gramedia experience, the profit come from the printed one.
Yes.
From the printed, because we have 120 bookstore all over Indonesia. So if you say the most profit comes from printed books, yes, from the printed one, rather than from the ebooks for the digital one.
Yes, and you also said that ebooks sales is below 10%.
Yes, below 10%.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
still the printed that generates sales, more sales.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
I see. So both sales and profits, they come mostly from the printed books.
From the printed books. Because I don't know in your context, in some context, when we talk about the ebooks or ebooks, they think it's about the free PDF.
Yeah.
So when you say, yeah, you can read ebooks, yeah, can you send me the PDF? Something like that. So it's popular, but it's quite challenging to make profit from that kind of perspective, because when they say ebook, okay, PDF, we can share through the WhatsApp or email, but actually that's not the way we distribute the PDF, the ebook, I mean.
I think that's the challenge for in many countries where they do not want to pay anything that is digital.
Yes.
That's the reality, how to really make the ebooks and I mean the audiobooks is not really that popular yet in the global south, but it is still people still prefer to buy the printed book versus the ebook. They would rather get or the PDF, as you said, for free.
Yes, for free.
Yes. Unfortunately.
That's why sometimes we have a like an incentive. So when you buy the books, you get the free voucher to subscribe to our online platform, to our Gramedia Digital. So in that way, we can introduce to the readers that we also have the ebook, and then you can read all the titles you want in our you need in Gramedia Digital. That's how we encourage the readers to move from the printed one to the digital one.
That's very interesting.
And also because you have these packages.
Yeah. The subscription packages.
Yes. So it's also assured income from your ebooks.
Yeah, for the full premium, 99,000 each per month. This is the assured income. But yeah, as Ramon also said, the numbers, the profit is not really come from this kind of package, still from the printed one.
That's true. Let me just read the other part of Tim's question. So in general, is the goal to get ebooks so popular that they then merit being printed? What can be done to make digital formats more revenue generating?
Well, I'm not really confident to answer this one, what can be done to make a digital format, but yeah, like I explained before, we have like an incentive. So for those who buy the printed one, they have, for example, 1 month free subscription to Gramedia Digital. we hope that after they try to read the ebook, they can move to the ebook. So they have a choices actually. But how to make a digital format more revenue generating? We can discuss. We can discuss from our experience actually.
Bernice, there is a question. From
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes. Innocent. Nyongabo. We are living in a time when we are bombarded with uncountable information, mainly through media. As a consequence, attention to serious materials is growing weak. How can we produce digital material in a successful way that allows us to help readers keep their attention? So I think, you know, especially for the Gen Zs and perhaps Gen Alpha, they have constant access to information because they are glued to their phones, right?
Yeah.
So how do we get them to be more interested in serious material?
For example,
is it
this one, which one? The one serious material. This one not really. This one. This one is quite serious material. We talk about the poets, right? But we engage with the reader. We use a music concert. We use concert to what? Like Nyongabo us. So we can have the event. We ask the Gen Z and Alpha and also Gen X to participate in the event, and then we read the book together. Because as we know, reading is a personal activity, but we try to make it as a social activity. So we ask them to bring their book, and then we gather in one place, we read the book together, and then we have the concert. The concert, of course, it's interesting for them. It's interesting for them. So they have the artists. We have the artists, as we know. The artists also have the fans. So we invited all the fans and also the book community, and then we meet together. I think that's one of the way how to engage the reader to keep their attention at least for one book, for example. But how to engage the readers to keep their attention all of the time, I'm not sure. Because you know, every time we see the Facebook, we see the Instagram, we see the TikTok, we can easily move from one platform to other one anytime.
That is true. That is true. But I think this is quite an innovative idea to have a concert to attract the readers.
And reading together.
Yes.
Yeah, and to read together, I think that is amazing.
Yeah.
So because you were saying that this is a reader, listener, viewer generation. So something like this actually brings it all together for them, doesn't it?
Yes, exactly, Bernice. So we have the viewer. We also live it from Instagram. We have the listener. We have a reader, of course. They bring their book. We have a discounted books. We make it in at our bookstore. So they came to our bookstore, and then, yeah, they can meet each other, because sometimes when you read alone by yourself, it's feel for them, actually, not for they feel like it's boring, actually, right? But when they meet their other fellow, and then they can have the concert together, they can read together, they can have many activities. I think that's the way we can attract Gen Z and Gen Y.
Thank you. These are really creative ideas for getting people to read together and to even read to begin with. So I think it's been really, really eye-opening for some of us who are so used to the traditional way of doing things. This has been really good. There's one other question from Clara Muruga, and she says, from what I'm getting, you also have a very good media presence from which you get feedback on book covers and such like responses. How do you grow your media presence? Do you have someone specifically managing and growing your media presence? Any help in managing media? I'm sure you have departments to do this.
Yeah, we have the section for our social media. We have four person who in charge for our social media. And then how we can grow our media presence. Yeah, the first one is like I share is we have the interaction, for example, like how to choose the book covers. And also the easiest one is we have a giveaway. We have a giveaway. So we have some books, and then we have a giveaway. We have giveaway a reading kit. We make a reading kit like a bookmark. We have a small lamp, and then we have like a small competition, actually. Small competition like writing the summary, writing the summary, and then they post it in their social media, and then we choose one of them, and then we give the reading kit, we give a free book, we give a voucher to subscribe to our social digital Gramedia Digital. What else for the social media? Of course, we post some funny things. Because if we just put about books every time, I'm not sure they will. Wow, this is always about book. We post something like funny jokes like the one we have it today. We make some memes. I think that's the way we can interact with this generation. But for sure, we have a section who is in charge for social media, and also editor. We ask the editors also to have their social media, interact with the social media. So for example, like the Sabtu Bincang Buku, every Saturday, the editor hosts the Instagram live. So I think the more activities we could have in our social media, we hope it will grow our followers. And then with the followers, we can grow our media presence. We can grow our promotion. We can grow our many things can be done if it's in social media.
So is it something that you try to be regular about so that your readers, your viewers know that they can expect to see this in a certain time interval?
Yes, like this one. We have every Saturday. We have also like this one. Every Friday. We have this one every Friday, and Book of the Week program in our radio network. This is also every Friday. So we try to make it regular event, because yeah, as we know, if we make it regular, our reader will wait. They will wait for the event. But if we make it just once and then, hello?
Yes. Hello? Yes.
Yeah. So we make it a regular event so that our readers know that they will have the program, what program on Saturday, on Friday, something like that.
Thank you. I think time is moving on. I just wanted to read out to you some of the affirmations that people have put online for you. Let's see now. Faustin Dokui said, "Thank you so much, Mr. Andi."
Thank you.
And Imran Makbul said, "I appreciate you, Andi. God bless you."
Thank you, Imran.
Elian Tabet said, "Very interesting new ideas. Thank you." And I agree, very interesting new ideas.
Thank you.
There is one more question by Celestine from Paso. Remember, he asked about ChatGPT. What are your thoughts on new buzz that is taking on, people are using ChatGPT to create some content. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, ChatGPT. Well, we can have many things actually. Yeah, we can using ChatGPT in our publishing business. I think we can have some possible uses of the ChatGPT, like generating ideas, or like finding out the trending topics, or providing context about some topics, drafting book summary, for example, or drafting caption for our social media. But I don't think that we can use ChatGPT for writing a book. Yeah, because it's very dangerous actually.
But the danger also for me is, how will editors be able to catch when people use ChatGPT?
I don't know. Now we can simulate in ChatGPT, but perhaps 1 or 2 years it will more sophisticated actually. But it's just like a thesaurus, because I try once and then I regenerate. ChatGPT only change the word, but not the story. Because when we want to write a book, we need a plot, we need a conflict, we need many things. But I don't think ChatGPT can have that kind of style of writing or making a plot. Yeah, simple plot can, but complicated one, I'm not sure.
That is true. Right, let me just have a look again. Ramon, will we be giving Andi's contact info?
Yes, Andi, is it all right? Some
Sure.
of our
Sure.
participants would like to interact with you even after.
This one. You can contact me. This is my email address.
Yes. So this is part of your slides, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I will send a copy of your slides to everyone who registered, so they will get your email address and they can still ask you some questions. Thank you so much for your time to help.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
I also wanted to ask you if you have any last words for our participants today.
Well, actually, we can learn from other experience. Actually, I hope I can also have the opportunity to learn from other contexts, because this is a Gramedia context, especially in Indonesia. But perhaps I could learn also in other webinars later. If you could have another webinar, and then please invite me so that I can learn from other contexts from all around the world. But again, thank you, Bernice and Ramon, and thank you all for this webinar. I hope that we can work together after this. I don't know what can be done, but I believe that some work can be done together, even we are in a different context.
Thank you so much, Andy. We really have benefited tremendously from your webinar, and I think you have inspired many people to think afresh about how to do this better, what next. And you have raised so many examples of things that we can all be trying out. So thank you so much for that. I'd also like to remind our participants that if you do want to go to the MAI website, you can still use litworld.org. It will direct you to the new URL, so not to worry. And thank you again, everyone, for joining us today. I can't say this evening because it's different times for different people, but thank you all for being here, and thank you, Andy. Thanks, Ramon, for hosting all of us. And we hope to see everyone again.
Yes.
Thank you, Bernice. Thank you, Ramon.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you, everyone.
Goodbye for now.
Bye.